And now, sports with Kayla Anderson on your first alert station.
I think that was the pace of practice was, probably a B+, which is really pretty good the first day out.
Good Wednesday evening to you. According to Grizz head coach Robin Pflugrath, the team got off to a good start on Tuesday, which was the first day of fall drills. As for day two, coaches and players enjoyed cooler practice conditions out on the South Campus fields. During fall camp, both the offensive and defensive units will be focused on gearing up for the start of the season. Starting tonight, our own Vince Bagby takes a closer look at each position with diving into the depth chart. Vince?
Thanks, Kayla. As the Grizz football team gets their fall drills underway, there are still several question marks on both the offensive side of the ball and the defensive. Specifically on the offense, the quarterback position is far from figured out after losing Andrew Sell and Justin Roper. Meanwhile, the running game is still trying to find life after Chase Reynolds. But there is one area of the offense that seems to have it all figured out for now, and that's the wide receivers. The attack is led by senior Jabin Sembrano in his third year starting. Despite missing a couple games due to injury, Sembrano led Montana, averaging over 64 yards a game. Meanwhile, UCLA transfer Antoine Mutra will be looking to make more big contributions in the Grizzly jersey. He caught a team-high 6 touchdowns last year and finished with 600 yards receiving. And of course, you can't forget the Treasure State product, Sam Gratton out of Billings. As just a sophomore in 2010, Gratton hauled in over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Montana returns all of their receivers from a team that was ranked top 30 in the nation receiving. The coaching staff says that although these guys have plenty of room for improvement, it's nice to have some comfort and consistency at the position.
I feel comfortable with that receiver core, but boy, it'd be nice to say, hey, we're off the charts at wideout. I'm not saying that at all, but there's just some other areas that are probably more concerning right now.
Oh man, competing, that's the number one thing that I love. Competing on an everyday basis is always good, but just knowing the talent that guy next to you is just as good as you, just makes you way more comfortable when you line up on the line of scrimmage and get ready to go against the other opponent because, you can trust them.
Also, remember to look out for senior CJ Adkins, who had that spectacular game-winning catch to beat NAU, as well as healthy Aaron Roberts and Bryce Carver. Should be plenty to look forward to from the receiving corps this year. Kayla, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Vince. Well, NFL teams had shortened versions of training camp this year thanks to the lockout, and so it should be interesting to see how players perform in preseason games. And that just so happens to start up tomorrow. Several of our former Montana Grizzlies will be showcasing their skills on Thursday. Running back Chase Reynolds and the Seahawks will face the San Diego Chargers on ESPN. That one's set for 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And on Friday, Croy Bierman and Shan Schillinger of the Atlanta Falcons will host Dan Carpenter, Lex Hilliard, and rookie Jimmy Wilson as Miami comes into town. Finally, Mark Mariani and the Tennessee Titans will take on the Minnesota Vikings on Saturday. Of course, stay tuned to NBC Montana to get all your updates on all your former favorite Grizz. Well, the Missoula Osprey are just one game back of Great Falls in the second half of the Pioneer League North standings. They would continue their road trip tonight, beginning a short 2-game series with the Helena Brewers. And we started off bottom of the second scoreless. Brewers have the bases loaded with 1 out. Mike Namath hits a grounder to second. They would get the lead runner, but the throw to first is wild. 2 runners would score, makes it 2-0 Brewers. Top of the third now. The O's up to bat. Eric Groff, not hitting well the past couple of days, fixes that with a blast to deep center for the double. And the very next hitter, you can count on Big John Griffin, who goes up to the plate. He's going to unload one off the center field wall. Now, Groff would come in to score, but Griffin, hey man, what are you doing? He's going to second, not quite fast enough. The O's would remain off the board as he's out. Still top of the third, Ryan Cord at the dish, hits it to Max Walla with the nice catch. Look at this. This is a KECI gem, and despite the O's putting a few runs on the board, they fall to the Brewers tonight, 9-4. Lots of good action.
I love those catches.
They're amazing. Wish it was our team.
Okay, we'll be right back.